Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Fopsy and I'm so glad that you stopped by today. Today I have a super interesting topic. It's how to introduce your partner to your Nigerian parents or African parents. You know, we have similar vibes in terms of how intense we can be about all things romance. So African parents share that thread of extraness. If you're introducing or thinking of introducing your boyfriend or girlfriend to African parents, and if you're watching this video, it's because you know how important it is. I'm going to divide it into two parts. First is deciding whether to introduce the person to your parents at all, and then the other part is how to actually do it. All right, so let's start. How to decide whether to introduce someone to your African parents. First of all, you know your parents. Are your parents chill? Are they the kinds that want to know when you start seeing someone before the first days? They want to know everything. They sit down with you to gist about how things went, and there's like minimal pressure. It's like they can give you advice and be objective about your life. Like my mom just cannot be objective about my life, and I get it. Like you've invested so much in this child that it's hard for you to see their life without seeing all your investment going down the drain. Anyways, if your parents are strict, they don't really want to hear about the dating thing. They want to just know when you're ready to get married. Then you treat them accordingly. You only bring the person that you are considering marrying to the family. You don't bring the person home on the first date or even when you're not sure about this person. So you know your parents. You should decide, are my parents strict? And how strict are they? At what point can I introduce my partner to them? Is it in the first few months of dating? Is it after a couple years of dating when we're sure that this is becoming something? Is it right before we get engaged when I just want my parents to have that input to be able to have the wording before I say yes or no to this person? You know, you need to decide at what point you want to introduce your partner to your parents, and if now is the right time to do so. So yeah, some factors that can help you decide is how have they treated, if you're not the first child, maybe you have a template, how have they responded to your siblings bringing people home? What kinds of things have they said in the past? Have they been bugging you about marriage, which would probably identify that they're ready for you to get married, and anybody you bring home now, they're going to get serious about the person, even if you're not serious about the person. So you need to decide, how are your parents? If they're chill, then you can bring someone that you're considering home. If they're not chill, then you wait till like you're certain about this person to bring them home, so that when they see the person, they're seeing them as a potential son or daughter-in-law, not just like, oh, this is who my daughter is going around town with. So yeah, that's the first thing, know your parents. The second thing is know your guy. Now, if you're not sure about a person, then you shouldn't be introducing them to your family, except you want your parents to help you decide whether to proceed with the person. So if your parents are able to give you input on this person, and like they want to be involved in your life, they've been like your mom is like a friend to you, your dad is like a friend to you, and you actually want to have their wisdom in the process of choosing this person, then it makes sense to bring the person on earlier on. Now, if you know the guy, you know his ways, you know if he's a steady person, you know if he shares the same religion as you, which is pretty important to most African parents. You know what culture he's from, you know how he carries himself in public. Like you're certain that you know how he feels about you, you know what he does with you in terms of his words and actions, they match up. His character is a sturdy one. He says what he means. He does what he says. He's not flirting with other girls. He's not one leg in, one leg out. He has made his intentions clear in spoken word and with actions that he wants to be with you. If you're certain about a guy, then like it's good to bring him on as well. If you've never spoken with a guy about meeting his parents or him meeting your parents, then you should have that conversation before you even do this, because you can't just spring it on him, you know. So know the guy that you're with, know if he's ready for the kind of commitment that you are about to. Like when you meet the parents, I feel like you kind of go up a notch in terms of commitment. So decide if you're ready for that, and decide if he's ready for that. Not just in your head, you're going to actually have to have a conversation about that, or reflect on conversations you've had. You know, I prefer you actually have that conversation. Talk to your guy, know where he's at as well, and if he's ready to meet your parents. Then the other thing is know where you're at as a person. Like, where am I in my life? Do I want to get married soon? If I talk to my parents now about somebody I'm with, are they going to start imagining that I'm ready to get married in the next 2 years or something? And is that something I want? So don't inflict stress on yourself. Don't like Don't bring someone home that will start bugging you about every 2 seconds. Has he proposed? Has he proposed? Has he proposed? Like, decide where you're at, what you're looking for, and if bringing this person home will cause stress for you. Or maybe you've been having to hide this person for a while. Now you're just ready to have them know him, that, okay, this guy is part of my life. And if you see him around the house, he's not a weirdo. He's my boyfriend. So know where you're at, know what you want for yourself, and don't be pressured into doing this. That the guy is ready doesn't mean you're ready. So, where you're at really matters. The fourth and most important thing I would say is, if you've decided after all these things, after checking out how are my parents, are they strict or not? How is this guy? Is he ready for this kind of commitment? And where am I at? Am I ready for this kind of commitment? The fourth thing I would say is pray. Pray that God will confirm your decision about this person, first of all, and then pray for perception to be good, like that your parents will not see him through the eyes of like some stereotypical things about how black guys are, how Igbo guys are, how white guys are, or anything like that. Pray that their minds will be receptive to what he's bringing. Pray that he would know how to present himself, that that things will go well. Pray about everything and anything that matters to you. I say that a lot because I just believe prayer just works. It really does work. And then for me, one of the things I started hearing before I even took my husband out to meet my parents was, people kept on asking me, oh, do your parents know he's Igbo? So I'm Nigerian and I'm Yoruba and my husband is Igbo. And I was like, why does that matter? Like, I know we're different cultures, but I didn't think it was that big a deal. I just did not. But because people kept on saying that to me, I started praying towards that. I was like, okay, God, when I do tell my parents about this guy, I pray that you would help them to not react weirdly, to not just bombard all the weird stereotypes they might have about people from his culture on him. I pray that you'd allow them to see him for who he is and not just who they think he might be. And the same for him, that he would see them well. So pray for open-mindedness for everybody involved. And then I prayed for a Holy Spirit mediated gathering, that when we meet, Holy Spirit will be our help. All of us are Christians, so I don't see why we shouldn't have the Holy Spirit in us. So yeah, now those are the 4 things that I said we needed to do to decide. I will list them out here again so you can recap them. All right, let me get a drink so that the next part flows well. All right, now that you've decided to bring your boyfriend to meet your parents, you decide this is something that's going to happen. The next part is how do we actually do this? The first thing is, again, talk to your partner, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Talk to them. You can't spring these ideas up on them. You need to come to an agreement that this is something you both want to do, and then you need to prepare him for that meeting, set him up for success. If you've decided that this is somebody I want to spend my life with, then you want him to pretty much pass the test of your parents. What kind of parents do you have? Do they judge you by their outfits? Mind you, get him to dress up nicely. Do you know some short questions that they would ask? Like maybe they're super Christian, like mine. What was your conviction? How do you know? Blah, blah, blah. Get him to think about those questions in advance. Kind of like giving him expo because you want him to be groomed for success. What to wear, what to say, what kinds of questions they might ask, what to bring. My folks don't drink alcohol. So if my boyfriend then had brought a box of wine as a good gesture, they would have been like, you're marrying a drunkard, But this is how we'll be drinking and coming over and staggering, and things escalate real quick in my family. So yeah, I knew that. So I tried to help in that process. Like, it's nice to bring a small gift, just being nice whenever you go to someone else's house. It's nice to do. Even more importantly, when you're going to ask or talk about their daughter, maybe not asking her hand in marriage, but talk about their daughter. So yeah, set him up for success in those ways by prepping him. And then if you have older friends or even peers who have done similar things, talk to them. What were their experiences? It's not everything you find on the internet. Sometimes talk to people who you know in real life. And if you have aunties, people who you can talk to get an idea of what you might need to do, talk to them as well. The next thing is talk to your parents. Start to set the ground up for this meeting. Tell them about him. What does he do? What is his name? What does he look like? They might want to see pictures. My mother went to stalk my boyfriend on Facebook. I knew that was going to happen, so me, I'd already done the work in advance. So like, what is his Facebook like? Yeah, set him up for success and set them up for success as well. Answer their questions. I wanted to know where's his village. I'm like, I don't know the answer to that, so I had to go back, find out, bring it back to them, tell them all the good stuff about him. I guess his achievements, his character, his family, his school, things that would help them get a skeleton, like an idea of what it looks like, a caricature. I don't know if that's the right word, but basically something to go off of. And then if you can somehow make him seem less like a stranger, do that. So if there are people they know that he knows as well, bring that in. Oh, he knows the Olabisis. He actually went to school with Benga. Oh, Tony and him are, those kinds of things, so that he's not so much of a stranger. Like, he's still a stranger, but like you bring in some familiarity. You show that they have mutual friends, mutual interests. Oh, he also plays golf. Whatever works for you. You want to kind of bridge that gap between random person who I've never met and my darling daughter, darling son, who is the apple of my eye, that kind of thing. So you want to bridge that gap. Now, when they actually meet, pick a time and date that works for everyone involved. Consider your parents' schedule. You don't want it to be right after they get off work. Maybe they've had some time to de-stress. I don't know if that's a real word, but I say it. To change. He too, you want to make it that he's not rushing. You want to create some buffer between traffic, and then you want to also try to bring him in, like come with him, so that he's not just showing up by himself. Bring him in. So set the time and stage for when it's going to happen. And then when he does show up, I'm saying he because I'm assuming this is a girl watching this video, but if there's a guy, when she shows up as well, make them feel at home. This is your home they're coming into, so do everything you can to make them feel at home. They have allergies, like make it aware, make your family aware, so they don't cook something that has something allergic and whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. And then if your boyfriend and family speak different languages, you better be a translator. Like, give your parents a heads up. Oh, he doesn't speak Yoruba. Please, like, keep that. My mom was like, well, he knows that his parent was coming to see a Yoruba, blah, 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 blah. So they still ended up speaking some Yoruba, which was weird, but I was translating, like, oh, this is what they're saying. And then at some point, because they saw that I would have to translate everything they said, and even if it wasn't something that he needed to know, I find it weird that you're talking, that somebody is with you and you're saying something in a language that he doesn't understand. So I will translate, and then eventually they got the memo. Do whatever needs to be done to just make this easy. My family is Yoruba intensive, and my husband is actually beginning to pick up Yoruba. I'm proud of him. It's just remaining me who needs to learn Igbo now. Anyways, fourth and also very important is allow your parents to ask all the questions they want to ask. Yes, they want to know everything. Hopefully they are civil and they're not being overly intrusive. But for the most part, they're trying to make him familiar. They want to understand where he's been, where he's going, why he's coming to see them, So this is his chance to be confident, to be the man that you saw him to be before you brought him home. Let him let him end his strides, but basically let him prove himself. He should be confident and in answering those questions, because you've also done some prep work. He knows some of the questions to expect, and the ones he doesn't know, the way you do an interview, you say what you know and you garnish it nicely, package it, make sure it's acceptable. So yeah, it's an interview. Just remember that it's an informal but still formal interview, and he still needs to prove himself. Don't overtly help him, because like you want him to prove himself and you want your parents to be confident in him as well, or vice versa. If you see, I hope things don't go south, but if anything feels weird, you can begin to pray in your mind. You can laugh, you can smile, you can make jokes, all of that. And the fifth is like also about making jokes, like build some rapport. Like, so fifth item, like make sure it's just aside the question asking, tell jokes, laugh about things on TV, talk about things on the news, just build some familiarity between each other. You're about to become family if things go well. So yeah, get that together. Once you've gotten the intense stuff out of the way, then comes the time for social bonding and just talking and making jokes. Yeah. The fifth thing, not fifth, the sixth and final thing is enjoy this whole process. I know it seems daunting to bring someone home and all of that, but this is also a fun thing. You've met someone who you like, who likes you back. That's such a big deal, guys. And your parents are alive and here to meet him. And you have parents, people in your life who want to be involved in this part of your life. So enjoy the whole process. I remember that at one point when I brought my husband to meet my family, they were asking him one of the questions, and I wanted to know the answers to that question. So I whipped out my phone and I started recording. My mom was like, "Are you recording this?" And I'm like, "Yes, I want to know the answer." But it was like a fun thing to do. That might be weird for you guys to do, but in my house, they're used to me recording random moments a lot. I used to record them a lot for a fake show I had on Snapchat called Fopsy's Fabulous Family. Anyways, so I recorded some things, and it's fun to have them now and to refer to. So, enjoy the whole process. Yes, it's an intense process, but it's also fun because families are merging, and it's a thing of joy as well that they've raised a child, to become a grown adult, and somebody has recognized all the awesomeness in that person and is willing to enter his life right now. So while this may seem like a lot, it's not too hard to do. At the bottom of it, you prepare and you pray, and then you show up. Yeah. I'm going to recap everything one last time. First, you have to decide, is this something you want to do? Your parents, are they strict? Are they easygoing? Is this the best time to do it? Your guy, is this guy ready? Am I going to fall on my hand and embarrass myself by bringing this guy home? You know where you're at. Do you want all the responsibility and commitment that might come with this kind of big step, introducing him to your family? And pray about this. Is this something I want to do? Holy Spirit, help me. Do I really want to do this? And if you get the go ahead, you've decided, then you go into the how. How do I actually do this? You talk to your guy, you prep him for success, ask him the right things to say, to do, to wear, to bring. Yeah. Second of all, you talk to your parents, you hype him up in advance, set the stage for him to succeed. Then the third is when you get there, set a time and place for this to happen. Actually, that was more like 3A because I didn't put it down before. Set a time and place for this to happen. And when it does happen, make him feel at home. 3B, make him feel at home. Translate if necessary. Bring him along with you if you need to leave at some point. And then allow your folks to ask all the questions they want to ask. That's 5. Let him have the chance to prove himself to them. And 6th and finally, enjoy this whole process. It's a lot, but it should be enjoyable. This whole thing is amazing because before you know it, it's all done. So life is like that. Enjoy all of it, whether it be meeting the parents for the first time, meeting somebody important. And if all of these things fail, pray for the Holy Spirit to help you. In fact, you never stop praying because once you meet, that's just one part. There are other things that come up along the way. Pray without ceasing. And if I sound like a broken record, then so be it. I really hope you enjoyed this video on how to introduce your significant other to your parents, to your family, your Nigerian, African family. If you found anything useful, let me know. Did anything stand out to you? Is there anything you've done? What did you learn in this video that you hadn't thought about before? And what kinds of things do you want to see? What more do you want me to share? I look forward to hearing from you. Don't be quiet on me, guys. If you like this, please like it. Literally, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification bell thing so you know when I post a new video. My name is Fopsy the Great. Find me on Instagram. Follow me. Oops, my time is up. Watch something else before you leave, guys. Don't just watch this one video. Thank you for stopping by. Bye.